Okay, g'day everyone. The plan today is to install cruise control in a 2009 Corolla. This is a vehicle that did have it as an option for $900 from Toyota. Here's how to do it for about 60 bucks off parts from AliExpress. Okay, the first step is to remove the negative wire or negative terminal off your battery. Okay, remove that, and then we come back in a few minutes. So these are the parts that I ordered off AliExpress. So we've just got the stalk here for the cruise. This is the little cover, replacement cover that the cruise lever will go through. And of course we've got the new clock spring here, and it's got the extra hole there, or the extra socket for the cruise. Yeah, it's got the 3 sockets there, as opposed to the original clock spring that's got 2. And down the bottom, you'll see 2 little arrows that line up. I don't know whether it matters if this gets turned around, and then you put the arrows back together, as in if it does a full revolution one way or the other. But anyway, if you keep the arrows close together and then realign them when you go to put it in. That part here I've already snapped off. There's a little clip that holds those 2 arrows together when you get the clock spring. Inside of the wheel, we've got these little plastic covers. So the first things first, you want to take them off. Just use some hard plastic. I've got an old broken CD. Anything I'll do is just don't scratch up the plastic work. And that just pops out. Same on the other side. And that's what they look like there. Just a little plastic cover on the inside. One's got an L, one's got an R. It's a good reminder of which side they need to go back into. Now that we've undone those, we've exposed a Torx screw in there. Now there's one of these on either side. One left, one right. They are what holds the airbag in. So it's critical that you've disconnected the battery for a few minutes before you even touch this. So now I'll just undo these Torx screws. On this model, there's like a little clip that the Torx screw falls into, so it doesn't actually come all the way up. So you just keep unwinding until you hear it click in the thread. Okay, so Torx screws are undone. Now carefully remove the airbag. Now the airbag's connected in 2 places. So the first thing it will undo is the one that connects up to the clock spring. The second one here, which is on the airbag itself, you remove this little yellow clip. Just use a screwdriver. Just pull it up so far, and then you can lever this connection out. Okay, so the airbag's now free. So I'll take the airbag somewhere, put it out of the way. So next up, we want to release the steering wheel. So to release the steering wheel, there's a 19mm nut there, right in the middle. So you need a socket with a short extension. So we'll just get that out now. Okay, so to get this off, just connect it up, and like with anything else that you're undoing with the socket, just give it a bit of a bump, loosen it up, take that nut all the way off, out of the way. Now next step is to put a little spot on the thread, something that we can see. And line that up against the back of the wheel. Okay, so now we've got our mark, now we can move on to removing the wheel. You don't need a puller for this, not for the Corolla anyway. Just give it a bit of a shake and that wheel will come off. Carefully thread that original clock spring wire through, the airbag wire, the wheel to one side. Now we've got the steering column shroud. Okay, the steering column shroud, take that off. Just split it apart with your fingers. Pull that off, and that unclips at the top. Now for the clock spring. Clock spring's got two connectors. Just press the little clip in, pull it out. That's the same on both of these. Okay, now the clock spring's free, oh, almost free. Got two small clips here, and one clip up the top at the back. Keep those arrows pointing together. Remove that clock spring. Now we get the new clock spring with our Cruise. And we clip that straight on. Make sure all three clips are on. Now we can replace these connectors. Make sure they click. Now we get the wheel. Thread the airbag connector through. Now we're going to try and line up our old mark. Oh yeah, I can see it there. There we go. Now before we go any further, put on the steering column nut. Very important. And you want this to be done up pretty tight. Don't go destroying it. There we go. Now, you're going to get the airbag. Okay, now we get the new little cruise control lever. That threads through there. It's got a couple of holes that line up. Line everything up, don't force it. Now it should come with a screw, with a spring washer and a flat washer. So spring washer goes up against the screw head, then flat washer. And we'll just screw that alarm on. So two screws. Do those up nice and firm, but don't break the plastic. Now, cruise control lever goes to the socket on the far right, in the back of the new clock spring. Next up, we've got our airbag. Once again, treat it nice and gentle. This one goes into the middle hole. Make sure it clicks. And finally, the orange connector. Just make sure the yellow middle part's sitting up a little bit. clip it in, and then you want to press the yellow switch in the middle. So now we pop the airbag back. We do up the torque screws. Now they are very, very firm coming off, so put them back on very, very firm. Just make sure nothing's fouling up as you're putting it on. Okay, now we've got a new little dust cover. Now you'll see this little cover, it's got a long clip part and a short. The long goes away from you towards the front of the vehicle. So we just slot that over the top of the lever. Long part in first, short next. We'll just snap into place. And same with the other side. We need the one with the L on it, the left hand side. Once again, the long part of the clip towards the front of the vehicle. Now I can replace the steering wheel shroud, steering column shroud. We just put the top one on first, and then snap the top one into place. That's a trick. If you don't do that, then it becomes almost impossible. Take the bottom one, and then you just kind of manoeuvre it all up and start snapping it into place. There we go, you hear it sort of snap, and everything needs to sit nice and flush. You don't want any gaps. Right, now I'll reconnect the battery. Okay, now we'll turn the ignition on. If all went to plan, we'll just turn the cruise button on, and there it is. We've now got cruise control. Take it for a drive, take it down a nice quiet road where you're not likely to run into traffic, just in case something goes wrong, and test that it turns off with the brake and that all the functions work as per normal Toyota Cruise. Righto, have fun.